guys, it's Jessie. So if you're looking for books this fall that aren't scary but have like somewhat of a Halloweenish spooky vibe to it, I have two books here for you, so let's get started. So the first book I read is Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks, and just look at the cover. Can we just marvel at it for a second? Marvel at the book. It's so cute. It's an easy read. Let me tell you about it first. He has to marry by his 35th birthday. She's sworn off love. Painfully shy Callum Flannelly would rather dive into an open grave than take a stranger to dinner, but he can only inherit the family undertaking business under one condition. He must marry before his 35th birthday. Texan animator Lark Thompson moved to Galway, Ireland to restart her life and career, not to be reminded of losing her husband by moving in next to a funeral home. But when she learns of Callum's dilemma, Lark's certain she can help him find the one, even if she's sworn off love herself. Though as the dating project progresses and Lark spends more time with straight-laced, sarcastic Callum, he starts to crack the ice around her grieving heart. And the more joy that vivacious Lark brings to Callum's gray existence, the less he can imagine letting her return to Texas. If they think they can ignore their connection, they're dead wrong. So cute. So this book was an easy read. It was easy to fly by. It's not that big of a read. It's like 330 pages. I flew by this. This is a dual point of view. He falls first, but the first time they met, they both started having feelings towards each other, but he falls first and hard. In the beginning, we meet Lark and Callum, and their meet cute starts right off the bat. It's just morbid, but it's also just great with the story. They live right next to each other because he lives above the mortuary and she lives right next door. So they run into each other quite a bit and they start becoming friends because of how much they help each other out in their lives and how they quickly become friends and really good and close friends. And she has like no sense of personal space. She is an Energizer bunny. She's all over the place, and he's like this demure, if you will. keeps himself. He's shy. He does have a stutter. It's always like on the D or B words, I think. But she helps him get out of his shell, and he's trying to break her icy heart, and it's perfect. It's funny. She can be a little too much at times, to where I was racking my head like, why? But then like she's dealing with grief. She's dealing with guilt from her ex-husband, how things ended with them because it wasn't a good ending to their marriage. So she's dealing with that because she basically ran away from home in Texas, but she dives herself in to helping others and into her work before really helping herself. So she kind of wears herself out, but she's also so in her head, and he's also just like stressed about getting the mortuary from his dad because his dad wants to basically ruin it. She is trying to help him find a woman, but she also gets jealous, but she tries not to show it. And they go on double dates, which is a disaster because everyone can tell that they are into each other so bad. It looks like they've known each other for all their lives, but no. She did kind of get on my nerve because I felt like she was leading him on in a sense, but she's just fighting with herself because she wants new love because of her attraction and feelings towards him, but she also, then the reminder pops up of her ex-husband that she says she doesn't deserve it because of how selfish she was and what happened, how it ended, and she kind of self-sabotages herself in a way, and I don't think she even realizes it. But everybody's trying to like knock on her head, be like, hello, is anyone up in there? I don't think so because you're not thinking clearly. He's right here in front of you. He's the man of your dreams. You can help each other out. But she doesn't see it that way because she doesn't want to get into a marriage right away because of the nasty way her first marriage ended, which totally understandable. And then her work life is not the greatest either. Well, it's great. It's awesome. She's loving it. She's thriving. But this one coworker, he is something else. He is not a good person. He makes fun of her, downs her, degrades her any chance he can get, and like puts her down. And like people in the office are used to him, but they always roll his eyes because she helps him out of his funk, his shyness, and it's just such good character development. It's good. And there are tidbits that I want to go over this book for like maybe like a warning if these tidbits will help determine if you want to read this book or not. I want to start covering all the bases of the book just to be honest and fair of a book review. So you're not bamboozled or like, why did I get this book? It was such a good book, but maybe there's some things that you don't like in a book. I don't know. Different tropes. Like I said, this book deals with death of a loved one, grief, guilt, mourning still, even if it's been 2 years, I think, since the death. So there is a lot of that. So beware of that if that's a sensitive topic for you. And obviously, mortuary, dead bodies, embalming. We don't really see that. We see that maybe like a little bit in a scene or two. But other than that, that's it. But there is maybe 2 funerals in this book. One in beginning and like one middle end. There are funerals and there is death of a older lady friend. There is xenophobia in this book. There is spicy scenes in this book, but it's like maybe 2, 3, 4 spicy scenes, which there are details to the spicy scenes. A lot of books lately that have been published with spicy scenes, there have been more like it's mainly just sex and like not plot, but this book is plot with spicy scenes. And oh my gosh, when he speaks Gaelic, love it. There is a little old lesbian lady in here that they talk about her life and with her wife and how when she passed and her story and the lessons that they learned through growing through the years helps them, or mainly her and the old lady talk more. If you don't act on it now, you'll be too late. And he's demisexual and there are pronouns in this book. So if you don't like any of that or you're for any of that, there you go, just letting you know. I think this is going to be a series. I don't know. I just know that I swear I saw a #1 on this book. Or maybe I saw it on Goodreads. Oh, and the cool thing about this book, it has Irish translation of words. And then in the back on page something, 333, it has the dirty Gaelic words. It was fun flipping back and forth. I'm like, oh. All in all, it wasn't good book. It was okay. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It didn't blow my mind away. It was just a cute, good read, and I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. So the next book I have here is Love of My Afterlife by Kristy Greenwood. And just look at the cover. Can we appreciate the cover? It's so pretty. So pretty. This book, a recently deceased woman meets the one in the afterlife waiting room, scoring a second chance at life and love if she can find him on Earth before 10 days are up. If she wasn't dead already, Delphi would be dying of embarrassment. Not only did she die by choking on a microwave burger, she's also now standing in her sparkling and shine nightie in front of the hottest man she's ever seen. And he's smiling at her. As they start to chat, everything else becomes background noise. That is until someone comes running through a door yelling something about a huge mistake, sends the dreamy stranger back down to Earth. And here Delphi was thinking her luck might be different in the afterlife. When Delphi is offered a deal in which she can return to Earth and reconnect with the mysterious man, she jumps at the opportunity to find her possible soulmate and a fresh start. But to find him in a city of millions, Delphi is going to have to listen to her heart, learn to ask for help, and perhaps even see the magic in life that she's leaving behind. This book is so freaking good. I love this book. It is 365 pages of amazingness. So right off the bat, we choke on a hamburger and we wake up in the afterlife. And it's not what I thought the afterlife would be. But you find, what's it called? Like a therapy guide? Afterlife therapist. The afterlife therapist, Merritt, is a little much to bear. She is very full of life. I didn't realize what I just said. She's very full of life and in your face and doesn't know when to stop talking, basically. And that can be very disorienting when you just woke up in a laundromat to ease the feelings of people who have died. Because to Merritt, it always calmed her down when she was at the laundromat, so she thought it'd be good for other people too. But people are just like, where am I? Why am I here? To be honest, Merritt kind of really annoyed me, but you get used to her. And when Delphi meets the love of her in Afterlife, you feel the spark, and then he's gone. But did I say her Afterlife therapist, Merritt, is a hopeless romantic? She loves Lucy Score, Megan Quinn, all the romance books you can think of. She talks about it a lot, and when Delphi. When Delphi bargains with her to find the love of her afterlife, to send her back to Earth to find him, Merritt is a hopeless romantic, so she thinks like, I can make my own love story out of this, because like I said, she's a hopeless romantic. So she's like, I gave you 10 days because that's all I can give you, and if you don't find him in 10 days, you're coming back. And it's a whirlwind, y'all. It's a whirlwind of anxiety, wanderlust, panic, giving up, trying again. It's a lot of things. I will say Delphi kind of got on my nerves because she is so rude and kind of selfish and very cringe with her attempts to find him. And to be honest, her rudeness and selfishness and the cringy scenes kind of almost made me put this book down, but I trudged through them because there is such good character development with this. Such good character development to where I did not hate her anymore, because she was annoying at the beginning and rude to people and her neighbors, besides Mr. Yoon. Mr. Yoon was an adorable neighbor, and she meets a lot of new friends along the way, and it just makes you smile nonstop while reading this, because like she's so close and then he's not there, because she's so close and then he's not there. She's so close to finding him, and I know like she could die in 10 days, so she doesn't really care about what people think about her, so she's just doing the random things and just not caring. She's being rude. Okay, I know I said it a lot, but she just was really annoyingly rude to me. But she went for it. She went for anything. She went for being a creep. She went for asking for his number from people, which I was like, girl, boundaries. But I'm like, oh wait, she's could be dead in 10 days. Okay, I get it. Move along. She talks to her downstairs neighbor and she asks him for his help, because I think he's like a computer whiz or something. I say that like I never read this book, but he's always on his computer, and she enlists him for help, and he obliges, because we go into the first trope of this book, because there's so many tropes, because Merritt, hello, he enlists her into fake dating. Will you come to my parents' house with me for game night so they can get off of me for matchmaking for me to finally marry? So she's like, fine, if you help me. Deal. So that's how it goes. Fake dating. He is very grumpy. They're both grumpy. This is like grumpy, not even sunshine, just grumpy. So she helps him, he helps her, and like I said, she meets friends along the way of this journey, because she has to ask for help when she never likes to talk to people because she's an introvert, and she only goes to her work and home. And she works at a pharmacy with two other ladies who I think are mother and daughter, and they try to take her out, but she's like, I'm good, no. Yeah, she's like that. But this book helps her get out of her comfort zone, and it's just so good. This book is a very easy read, and there is spice in this book, and it's good. I want to say so much more, but they're kind of spoilers, so I don't want to spoil it all. I just want you all to pick this up and read it because it's so good. When Delphi thinks she always comes to a dead end and just like wallows away in self-pity and like binges a TV show and stays in it at the night, Merritt like pops in and like types her text messages like, girl, get up your couch and go. You have like 5 days left. And she's like, I tried everything. She's like, why don't you help me, Merritt? She's like, you haven't tried everything. And like some scenes happen to where like out of the blue things happen to where you know it was Merritt that did it. This book was such an easy breeze read. The writing is so good. It was such a breeze, even though I did want to put it down at one point because of how annoyed I was with the main character, but get through that, you'll thank me. This book is very heartwarming and it made me cry, tear up, and I don't do that when reading, so it's very tear-jerky and laughing moments and just you'll smile out while reading this book. But I did want to go over the tidbits that if it determines whether you buy this book or not, I just want to be honest with the whole circumference of this book story. Let's start with the tropes. Close proximity, slow burn, fake dating, and there's one trope that is a spoiler, but just read it. This book is one point of view, and there are some warnings that you would probably like to be aware of, with death by choking, reminiscing being bullied from past in school, like really bad bullying, and reminiscing sibling death. But other than that, it's really good. I love this book so much. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I know, it's so good, and it's such a pretty cover, guys. But here are 2 books that deal with spooky things, but in a comic romantic kind of way. If you want to have something that has like kind of a spooky element but on a twist for the fall season and Halloween, I would go with these, specifically this book. So if you want more videos like this video and like and subscribe if you want more videos by me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.